I'm just a normal guy, 9 to 5 guy.
An everyday guy. He was working in a factory doing a machine press.
He was a good dad. He was always attentive to the kids.
He was a genuine, sincere person.
He liked to fish on the weekends, have a couple beers on Saturday night.
I'm just the regular blue-collar guy trying to make it in my life just like everybody else. I'm nobody. I was staying with a friend. I was staying in his basement. He had a large basement where they kept a lot of the kids' toys and stuff like that, and we were sleeping on the futon. Earlier in that day, we had went fishing, and then on the way back, we stopped and picked up a 12-pack of beer. We went home after we fed the kids and got the kids to sleep. Then we cracked open a couple beers. Avry, she was almost 4 months old. She was fragile. She was, yeah, that's a hard thing for me to be able to talk about her. I don't talk about her to other people, but she had woken up and then I had given her a bottle. After I got done feeding her and burping her, I laid her down on her stomach and I just patted her back and we both fell asleep on the futon around 4 o'clock in the morning. When I woke up, it was somewhere in between 10 and 11 or something. So I just kind of started to sit up and I looked over and Avry was still sleeping in my mind, and I patted her on her back and kind of rubbed her, and that's when I knew something was wrong. Is she was cold, and I started screaming, and I ran up the stairs with her in my arms, and I was yelling, "Call the ambulance!" And I laid her on the couch, and I was trying to give her CPR. And before I knew it, the ambulance was there, and all I could do was stand up, and I had her in my arms, and I just gave her to the ambulance people.
The hospital pathologist, he did the first autopsy. Didn't really come to a conclusion about what had happened. Then they thought, well, they better get a board-certified forensic pathologist.
Dr. Michael McGee.
So Dr. McGee concluded that the manner of death was a homicide and that the cause of death was the blunt force head injuries.
They looked for hair samples, they looked for blood, they looked for tissue samples on the walls, on the floors, everything.
The big thing when children die, it's oftentimes that the blame goes immediately to the last caregiver, right? So Mike had her, Mike was taking care of her that night, it must be his fault.
I had gotten in trouble when I was younger. Truancy from school, fleeing a police officer in a motor vehicle. Everything you could possibly think of they used against me. If I had gotten in an argument, they wanted to know about it. Don't get me wrong, I hadn't been in trouble with the law in years. I was doing good. You know, I was just trying to get a little bit more responsible in my life so things would go easier for my family.
Well, at first when he kept saying they brought me in for interviews, I thought, well, you didn't do anything, they're not gonna, they're just talking.
You know, they're asking how much of the case of beer you had to drink, and there wasn't a case of beer, there was a 12-pack and there was only a 6-pack gone out of it. I wasn't drunk, I wasn't nothing.
There's nothing gonna happen, nothing gonna happen.
And Mike should have been grieving his daughter. He had 2 older girls who he should have been home comforting. No history of domestic assault, great father.
As it went on, they looked at me and they pointed across the table and they said, "You did this." They even came at me saying, "Look, just take this plea bargain."
I thought there's nothing, no way that, they can keep him. They have to let him go.
I'm being accused of killing my 4-month-old child. It was horrible. I look forward to taking care of all this, and I don't want Avry to be remembered this way. It's not the truth, and I just really want everything to come to light.
Dr. McGee came to court and explained the baby had a skull fracture.
Dr. McGee said, well, this skull fracture probably came from an impact against a flat surface. And he said, Mike Hansen, he must have picked her up in the middle of the night and slammed her head into the wall.
That Mike would have bashed her head into a wall because she wouldn't stop crying.
And so the defense was, we don't know why she died. It wasn't the head injury, but we don't know why she died. Well, you're the jury. You're outraged that this beautiful baby is dead. Here's this guy who is grieving and seems like he's acting weird.
I want to defend myself, and it doesn't always come out the right way. So I might come off angry or get kind of fed up with the question. It just, I don't know, it didn't resonate with the jury.
He was guilty, and guilty on all counts.
Second-degree unintentional murder. The judge, when he sentenced me, I thought, this is my life. This is the way my life is gone. This is my life. That's it. He sentenced me to 15 years.
And Mike, of course, was labeled a murderer, a child murderer, and a child murderer. He got beat up a couple times.
Oh yeah, you gotta watch your back constantly. Within a couple weeks, like I had some guy down at my cell telling me he's gonna kill me. It's just crazy.
It was hard on the girls too, bringing them into a prison.
Into a visiting room where their dad can't touch them. I had to explain, like, I'm not gonna be here forever. Dad's gonna keep fighting. I need you guys to know that Daddy would never hurt any of you. Every morning I woke up, I looked at those walls around me and I was like, someone's gotta do something. Someone's gotta do something. So I just kept trying, what can I do next? And then I ran across the pamphlet and it was about the Innocence Project.
I'll do an attorney's report and I'll give it to Marie to present.
Okay.
We started talking to pediatricians who work with babies and they're like, no, skull fractures don't kill babies unless there's underlying brain trauma or bleeding.
The way head injuries cause death, swelling is one of the signs. Her brain was not swollen. There was no bleeding on the surface of her brain. There was no evidence that she had internal brain injury. All she had was the skull fracture.
The skull fracture was healing. It had signs of healing. Ultimately, we had 6 different experts, and they're like, this guy is innocent. He didn't do it.
I don't have to create a scenario of somebody slamming into a wall. I have an explanation for the skull fracture. Avryonna fell out of a shopping cart.
So about 5 days prior to Avry passing away, her mom had her at Walmart and she was picking up some diapers and stuff. And she was pushing her out of Walmart and there was some holes there, I guess. And the back of the cart went up and the car seat tipped over and landed upside down.
Baby falls out of the cart, very well documented because it was a pothole in Walmart's parking lot, and Mike wasn't even there.
Her mom said that she was crying, but she looked at her and thought she was okay and didn't see any marks or anything.
And that completely explains her head findings of a skull fracture.
But the bigger issue is, it's not what caused her death.
Had they gone and said to Mike, show us how Avryonna was sleeping, I think they would have immediately realized, oh, well, yeah, she suffocated.
Crib death is what a lot of people think of.
You know, sleeping in a prone or face down position, bed sharing with an adult, pillows, comforters, virtually every known risk factor. It was so obvious that he was innocent. And they just ignored the evidence. It's unbelievable.
We go back to the district court. The judge says Dr. McGee provided false or misleading testimony.
I have to think he must believe he's right. It's just baffling.
Do I need to get 20 experts in there before you'll admit that you're wrong?
The judge granted him a new trial.
They were gonna retry me, and then within 2 weeks, they dropped the charges.
I see some movement.
He spent 6 years in prison.
I hadn't seen the sun in a while. First thing I seen was my mom, and I just gave her a hug.
So happy. He's really out. You know, it's hard to believe until it really happened.
I didn't look back.
We're just thankful. Yep.
What are you doing, just bringing that all the way across there? This is what I love to do. I love tattooing. I love creating art. I love putting smiles on my clients' faces. I just want to feel normal. I've been trying to figure out my life. It's all hitting me now because I'm so not like everybody else. Sometimes it builds up, it's just too much, and I don't understand post-traumatic stress syndrome a lot. It's just something that I'm learning, that I'm going through, I don't really want to accept. Some days it's really hard for me to even leave the house.
I'm the bee.
Is that the bee?
You know, you spend that much time in prison, and it's going to change you. I've seen his panic attacks when he just feels like everything's crumbling and he just can barely breathe.
Where's Grandpa? Where's Grandma?
Some days he's good, some days not so good. And I know he has his really bad days.
I have night terrors. It's hard for me to sleep.
Your face is a little dirty.
Probably got about 2 hours of sleep last night because I got up every 20 minutes to cover my son to make sure he's all right.
It was up checking on little man, up checking on him, up checking on him.
Yes, please.
Please.
Please, yes.
You know, what if something happened? Or, God, I don't know. What if Keegan bonks his head or something?
He's just a dad trying to do what's right for his family.
With the 2 older girls, I think, my God, all the years he missed there.
I can see it in their eyes when they talk to their dad. You can see that it's broken them up.
And I missed out on so much, and I was such a part of their life, and now we're getting to know each other again and things like that, and that shouldn't be, so that makes me upset. I'm just trying to find the right artist to redo it. I miss Avry every day. She didn't have a violent life or anything like that. That's not how she passed away. I just want to be able to grieve my daughter. I'm glad all this is over with so I can do that.